Most people spend their 20s becoming who they think they're supposed to be. But real growth happens when you stop performing and you start to return to who you're meant to be and who you are. In my 20s, I built a life that looked good, but it didn't feel quite right. Now I'm sharing with you what I learned the hard way so that you don't have to wait 10 years and waste 10 years to feel like yourself again. Lesson one that I learned in my 20s is that you can look successful on the outside and still feel lost and empty on the inside if you keep ignoring what you really want. You have goals, you have ambitions, you have things that you want to accomplish in life, but you keep ignoring them because you care more about how other people perceive you. So you start to live a life that's really not something that you want to do. And that's only going to lead you to feeling very empty and feeling very not fulfilled in your life. Number two is saying yes to everyone else while saying no to yourself, and realizing that that's actually self-betrayal. It's actually betraying yourself. When you prioritize other people over yourself and you start to ignore the things that you want and taking care of yourself first, then you really are in a position where you're not able to take care of other people, because in order for you to truly put other people first, you must first put yourself and make sure that you are good, and then you can then take care of other people. Number three is that if you keep asking for permission, your life is never going to feel like your own. If there's something you want to do, if there's a goal that you want to do, if there's a project that you want to do, go and do that thing. You don't have to feel like you need someone else's permission. You don't have to feel like you need someone else to tell you that it's okay to do that. Because if you wait for people to give you permission, you're ultimately going to do the things they want to do, not necessarily what you want to do. Number four is that you don't need to earn your own trust. You just need to stop breaking your own promises to yourself and to other people. You can completely trust your judgment and you can trust yourself, but you first have to take those small steps and those small daily habits to keep the things that you commit to, keep the promises that you make, and little by little you will build the confidence to realize that you can trust yourself. Number five is that people learn how to treat you by watching the way that you treat yourself. If you're constantly beating yourself up or abandoning yourself and not having self-worth, then don't be surprised when other people do the exact same things to you, because they watch how you treat yourself and they model that. They follow that, and they realize if you treat yourself this way, then it's okay for them to treat yourself that same way as well. So you need to flip that and realize that treat yourself with respect and treat yourself with the dignity that you deserve, and other people will do the same. If these lessons hit home, subscribe to the channel. I drop new episodes every week to help you stop performing and start becoming who you really are. Which brings us into number six, and it's that you are not broken. You're just becoming a version of yourself. Real growth is messy. Becoming something new is messy because you have to say goodbye to the old version of yourself, and there's really no pretty way to do that. So you need to understand that you're not broken. You're just transforming and becoming something that is ultimately going to be better, and it's going to help you and help other people around you. Number seven is looking like you have everything together isn't the same as actually feeling like you have everything together. You can put on an image out there that everything is perfect and everything works well, but if things are not going well for you inside of yourself, you yourself are not going to be at peace. And every time that you go back home and you're all alone, you're going to feel like your life is a mess. So it's important that you not only take care of the outside, but you also take care of the inside so that you can have harmony and balance in your life. Number eight is that burnout is not a badge of honor. It's your body telling you that you're doing the wrong things. So don't get tempted to think that in your 20s, the same way that I did, that burning yourself out means that you're actually making some type of progress. You're actually doing quite the opposite of that. If you are working on things that align with who you are and that align with your strengths and your advantages, you're likely going to feel energized by those things, and you're not going to be so prone to burnout because you're going to be doing the things that are more natural to you. Burnout comes when you do the things that are not natural to you and are not meant for you, and you spend all your energy in those things. So really take some time to realize that you don't have to be burnt out, and it's a choice if you do get burnt out. Number 9 is to learn to trust your gut. Your gut typically knows whether something is the right thing to do or not the right thing to do. We know that, but oftentimes we don't trust our guts because really we don't trust ourselves. We think that we are prone to making the wrong decisions all the time. So when you feel something in your gut that you need to be going one way, you find yourself going another way. So you need to learn to trust your gut more and just go with that feeling when you feel strongly about something you want to do. Number 10 is saying I'm fine all the time doesn't make it true. When you audit yourself and when someone asks you how you're doing and your automatic response is I'm fine, which is the response of most people, that does not make it true. You really need to look inside of yourself and ask yourself, are you really fine? Because that will give you the opportunity now to explore why you're not, and will actually make you more honest to yourself and give you a better chance at fixing whatever is wrong inside of you. Number 11 is your dreams are supposed to feel too big. They're supposed to feel impossible, and they're supposed to scare you. That's exactly what dreams are. And you have to realize that if you just accomplish half of your dreams, you've already way outperformed what you originally planned in this lifetime. So having big dreams is good, and having dreams that freak you out is good as well, because what you need to put more emphasis on is actually just taking one step at a time towards those dreams. Lesson number 12 is that you are not behind. You feel like you're behind because you're trying to live someone else's life. You're trying to live on someone else's timeline. But if you just change your focus and realize that this journey is a personal journey and that you're walking a specific journey for you, then you're not going to feel like you're behind, because your timeline is your timeline and someone else's timeline is someone else's timeline. Lesson number 13 is that if you try to be liked by everyone, you're not going to be liked by very many people, because you're going to lose yourself in the process. You're going to lose the authentic version of yourself because you're trying to put on a face that is liked by everyone. So understand that it's okay if you're just you. It's okay if you're not liked by everyone, because the ones that like you are people that are the most important to you. Lesson 14 is that you hide behind the idea of being careful in life and not taking risks or not making decisions because you want to be responsible. At a certain point, there is responsibility. And then at a certain point, there is just being afraid because you don't know what's going to happen on the opposite side. So you need to be careful and understand that a lot of the things that you're going to be responsible or being careful about is really just because you're afraid, and you need to understand that it's okay to not know what's going to happen, but you still need to go anyways. Lesson number 15 is that you won't grow by beating yourself up. There's a temptation to want to beat yourself up after making mistakes. I do it all the time. I did it all over in my 20s. And I have realized now that I'm 30 years old that you're not necessarily going to grow by beating yourself up. You're going to grow by having introspective self-reflection and really understanding that everybody makes mistakes in life. And the most important thing is that you learn from those mistakes and you actually grow, and you don't make that same mistake again. Number 16 is similar to the burnout lesson, and it's being productive doesn't necessarily mean that you are fulfilled. You can be productive, you can be busy, you can work on a lot of different things, but if you're working on the wrong things, things that don't align with your interests and your skills and your passions, then you're going to constantly have a feeling of something is missing. So it's important that you try a lot of different things. If you don't know what you want to do, try a lot of different things until you find that thing that just works for you. Number 17 is that sometimes it's not the failure of failing that we're afraid of. It's the fear of being seen by other people. It's the fear of actually putting yourself out there and realizing what you're capable of. The fear of actually succeeding at something. So you need to realize that not everything is because you're afraid to fail. There might be other things going on, and you need to think about that as well. Lesson number 18 is that you don't need to make yourself smaller to feel loved by other people. The people that love you are going to cheer for you. The higher you go, the more they're going to cheer for you. The people that are jealous of you and that necessarily don't love the things that you do or feel insecure because you're doing something that they themselves don't see themselves doing are not going to love you for succeeding or for accomplishing big goals. So you just need to put more importance on those that love you and realize that everybody else has their own life and you have your own life. Number 19 is that if you feel like something is off in your life and you're not on the right path of whatever you're trying to do, you can come back to yourself one step at a time. There is no path that you can pick where you can't come back from. You can always learn and readjust, and you can always emerge a new version of yourself. So understanding that you can have a growth mentality and that is one of the best things that you can have will help you go a long way. Lesson number 20 is that you don't have to chase confidence. Confidence is not something you gain by chasing. Confidence is something you gain by repetition and doing these small things every single day. You gain confidence by doing things that you're not confident in, and you do it little at a time, and eventually it will start to feel like you're worthy of doing these things and that you actually feel more confident. Number 21 is that you don't need to have all the answers. One of the bravest things that you can do is to say, I don't know yet. It's okay to not know something. And it's okay to still move forward and take the next step without knowing something. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know 100% of everything. Because if you wait until you know 100% of something, you're never going to do anything. Number 22 is that fear does not vanish, but the belief that you have in yourself and the trust that you have in you and your abilities become even much higher to where that voice of fear becomes much smaller. So instead of working to try to defeat fear, start to work to make that voice of self-belief in yourself louder and even bigger, because that is what's going to carry you forward. Number 23 is that rest is important. Yes, it's important to hustle in your 20s. It's important to grind and do a lot of things, and that is the time to do it. But it's also important to understand that your energy matters. And when you have energy, you're able to put that energy more towards the things that will move you forward. And when you don't have energy and you don't rest enough, you're actually not going to accomplish all that much. Number 24 is that clarity and being clear in what you want and where to go with your life comes after you make the decision. You don't become clear by overthinking it. You don't become clear by trying to be perfect or get 100% of the answers. You get clear by doing the thing, and then the results that come out of doing the thing is what gives you clarity. So understand that if you're 80% of the way there on a decision, go ahead and make that decision, and then that 20% will come after you make the decision, so you don't need to wait. Number 25 is to forget the 5-year plan and start now. Start with the next step. Think about what you need to do today, what you need to do this week. Don't think about what you need to do 5 years from now, because nobody knows what they're going to be doing 5 years from now. What's most important is what you're going to be doing today, tomorrow, this week, this month. Focus on that, and then eventually you'll figure out kind of what your 5-year plan is, but the most important thing is the step that you take today. Number 26 is that being busy all the time doesn't mean productivity. You can spend a lot of time being busy and working on the wrong things. What's more important is that you figure out what the right things are and the right goals are to work on, and then focus all your energy on those things, because those things are going to move the needle for you. And then just being busy all the time makes you feel like you're doing stuff. But if you don't know what you're doing and you're just working on 50 different ideas, then you're just wasting time. Lesson number 27 is that you're not supposed to get it all right in your 20s. You're supposed to mess up. You're supposed to make mistakes. What you're also supposed to do is eventually start learning from them. And the learning from your mistakes is actually what's going to help you grow and not make those mistakes in the future, and actually accomplish things and move on in life in a way that you desire. Lesson number 28 is that the things that trigger you in life are really the things that are trying to teach you a life lesson. So one of my favorite things is from Master Shi Hangyi, who is the headmaster of Shaolin Temple Europe. And he talks about specifically judgment of other people and how to overcome the feeling of people judging you. And he gives the advice that if you are prone to people judging you and you care about the judgment of others, it means that the distance between you and them is too close, and that you need to separate yourself and create more distance from those things. So don't run from those things, but rather understand what they are and then separate them to where they don't touch you anymore. Lesson number 29 is that real strength is not 100% isolation. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask other people to help you do something, ask other people to help you overcome something. It's okay to lean on other people and rely on other people for things in your life. You don't have to have it all figured out by yourself. You can figure out a lot, but with other people, you can definitely figure out a lot more. Lesson number 30 is that if you never slow down in life, if you never enjoy the journey and you just focus on the goal, you're not going to feel fulfilled and you're not going to feel that sense of accomplishment. So the motto that you need to take in your life is the journey before the goal. Enjoy the process, enjoy the grind, enjoy the building, enjoy the relationships. And when you get to the end, you can celebrate with the people that were there with you throughout that whole entire journey. Before you try to change your life, make sure that you're not crushing your own confidence first. This next video right here shows you 7 ways that you might be crushing your confidence and how to stop doing that. So check that video out right here.